In this video, I'm going to talk to you about coding and some of the things you can do at home around this learning area to support your children. So, coding appears in the curriculum around year 3 and 4, but the actual foundations of it are a lot further back, even in the pre-curriculum. What we want to focus on at the beginning level is what we call directional coding. What that means is learning about the language and the symbols of movement: up, down, left, right, turn, back, forwards. From there, once they've got and grasped those symbols in that language, we learn to put them together to create simple movement in a character or in a robotic device. That can then move on to what we call jigsaw coding, where they take those base skills, add other inputs and commands to make chains and sequences to make more complex things happen. At school, we start with what we call unplugged activities. That means we don't introduce the concepts with technology straight away. We do paper-based or physical movement-based activities. An example is we got these really cool mats from IKEA, and we basically have the students make a little pass with them, direct each other through them, we direct them through, and we model the language. We use a lot of pod for that. There's a really good action page in our pods that has action movements and the action symbols in. If your child has an AAC device, they'll either be in there already pre-programmed, or you can program those movements into a page of their own under actions or whatever category fits. At school, we tend to use physical robotics. They're engaging, they are light, they have lights, sounds, and they kind of motivate the students to get involved with the activities. But there are digital versions of the same things at home. The two I'm going to show you that I think will be the most benefit for you are we have two robots that we use that actually have an app that come with them. The first one is the caterpillar. This is what we use in school. It's a little robotic caterpillar that you use a USB connection to add movement pieces to. If you add a forwards piece, it moves forwards, then it adds a turn piece and it turns, and it lights up as it goes and shows the student what movement's happening. You'll see at the top of the screen now, there is an app available that is free on the Android store and the App Store that goes with the caterpillar. It teaches the same principles of movement. It also adds a few other things in different commands, like telling the caterpillar to eat and jump. And what it does is it's a kind of interactive way of starting to teach those skills. The second robot we use in class is this one. It's called a blue bot, or you might have seen one that looks like a bee called a bee bot. It has the same concept. The buttons are actually on the device: forwards, back, left, right, and turn. Left, right, turns, and go. This has a working memory though. So once your child is confident with the basics of the caterpillar app, you can move to the Bluebot app. The app that goes with the Bluebot is free. You can connect it to the robot, but you can actually do all the activities just in the app itself. The cool thing about the Bluebot is it has a working memory. So if I tell it to go forward 3 times and press go, and I realise I haven't gone far enough, I add one more and it remembers the 3 that I've done, so it knows 4. So it basically remembers things. It's teaching the students that they can add on to their chain of commands if they want to, and they can press the X button if they want the memory to be wiped. The app that comes with this allows you to do all of those things. It also shows the students the inputs that they're doing and builds them a little chain down the side of the app, as you'll be seeing above me, so that they actually see that they're making a chain of commands. That's what we're trying to teach them, that they're sequencing, putting this sequence together to make something happen. They're 2 really basic things you can do at home. From there, you can move on to another app that we use for the next level, what we call jigsaw coding, and that's called Scratch Junior. Scratch Junior is a really simple app that allows you to put characters into a game and make them move, talk, interact with each other. In the notes to the video, there's a bit of a user guide on how you can use that. It's quite simple, and it just allows you to start taking those directional movement and directional symbols, chaining them together a bit more and adding more things. So making sure there's always a start command with the green flag, or adding voice recording so that you can make your characters say things. The benefit of coding is that we're building fundamentally step by step. The directional language stuff is great for mathematics as well. It's also great for everyday life. It's stuff that we want to teach these kids so that they have the capacity and the ability to talk using directional terminology. But also it's allowing us to progress them through the curriculum so that hopefully when they move on, they go to high school, they can continue down this path. It's also really engaging. So if you're wanting to have screen time at home but have it be educational, this is something that will engage your children at the same time as giving them a bit of an educational outcome. So in short, we go from directional coding through to jigsaw coding. We can start off with unplugged, There's a lot of resources listed in the notes to this YouTube video that will point you in the right direction, and I hope you get to it and have fun.